Hey guys, and welcome to Grid Builder 2.0. I'm so excited to show you what we have been cooking the past few weeks. In this update, we added the proximity feature to Grid Builder. This is crazy because we took proximity to the next level. But rather than talking, let me just show you what proximity can do. Let's create a grid. And now let's go to proximity and add a proximity group. As you can see, we have proximity 1 here and we have a circle around the middle. So let me explain what proximity 1 in this case does. We can enable and disable the proximity effect. And if you go in under proximity, we have show guide, show color, radius, and fall off. This white circle here is just a guide. In this case, let's make the color red. The inner circle is the radius and the outer circle is the fall off. Let's go to position. You can enable and disable your proximity effectors. Let's enable position. And we have min value and the maximum value. So we have the x-axis, the y-axis, and the z-axis. For min value, we want to leave that as 0. And the max value, we can change that, for example, like this. So if we move our proximity effector now, you can see that everything moves, right? And if we change the fall off, it would look like this. So the fall off makes everything more smooth. Rotation works the same way. So let's activate rotation and change, for example, the z-axis. And everything will change and animate smoothly when we move the proximity effector. For scale, we have min and max value. So the min value can be like, for example, 50. And the max value can be like 150. And it looks like this. Opacity works the same way. So let's do the opposite. So min value is like this and max value is 100. We have attract and repel. If you want to repel everything, you have to do it on a negative value. So for example, negative 100. Depends how strong you want to have that. And if you want to attract everything, you just have to go to the positive value. And it will attract every asset to the proximity middle. And last but not least, we have look at. So if we make that to 100, it will always look at to the middle of our proximity effector. With these effects alone, you can do a lot of stuff. But if you want to change the fill color, or if you have like a deep glow effect and want to change the exposure with proximity or whatever, it doesn't matter what it is. You can do that with the link custom properties. That means that we can use custom effects and use them as a proximity effector. And that alone is just mind-blowing. Let's do, for example, Gaussian blur. Let's change the Gaussian blur to 50. Copy and paste the Gaussian blur to all other assets as well. And then click link custom properties. That means then you can not only use custom effects as proximity effectors, but you can also use shape properties as a custom effector as well. Opacity, stroke width, emitter limit. It doesn't matter what it is. You can use every custom property on every asset as you like, and even materials options too. This is crazy. Let's do for that example our Gaussian blur, and let's choose blurriness. Let's apply that, and you can see if we move our proximity effector, it looks awesome. In our effect controls, we have map 1. This is our custom effect proximity, and we have manage custom maps down there in our grid builder panel. If you want to have multiple effects as a proximity effector, you can do that. You can, for example, add the fill effect on it as well. Just paste it everywhere else. Go to link custom properties and choose the fill color. And now we have map 2 for our fill color, and we have map 1 and map 2. And if you want to, for example, change the max value color to blue, and when we move our proximity effector, you can see that everything changes. And if you don't want to have one effect anymore, for example, the fill color, you can just select that and delete it, and it won't affect the proximity anymore. That alone will give you so much possibilities that's crazy. But we are not done yet. If you want to have another proximity effector, just click add effector and it will add another effector, and you can place that down there. And now you have two proximity effectors that has the same proximity effect. Let's just deactivate look at, because this is actually a little bit distracting. If you want to have them separately, you can can do that as well. As you can see, we have effector 1 and effector 2 for the proximity 1. But you want to have 2 proximities. So let's delete the effector 2. And let's add another proximity group. We now have proximity 1 and we have proximity 2. And this works as a complete separate proximity effector. The same grid, but if you want to have the scale affected, for example, like this, and you can separately do stuff like that. And if you want to delete that, just go to active proximity and you can choose between proximity 1 and 2. If you go to proximity 2, you will see that we don't have the manage custom maps here anymore because we don't have that on proximity 2. We only have that on proximity 1. Everything is structured and organized so you don't see unnecessary stuff. You will only see things you can actually change and do stuff with. And let's not forget that you can change your grids as well very easily. So if you want to change, for example, your rectangular grid to a radial grid, you can do that, change the radius. You can see that it will affect your assets as well, but you change the grid. You can change it to morph as well and animate a morphing grid, for example, and everything is going to work. Now, in this case, as you can see, we have a spherical grid, but the proximity doesn't affect the grid yet because we need to move the proximity effector in z-axis. So if we change that, it will affect like this. The combination with proximity and grid builder is just the best tool for building grids. And I'm so excited to see what you guys are going to create. So please tag me on Instagram if you've done something with grid builder and proximity. And otherwise, I wish you all happy creating.